Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the inspiring journey of one of the greatest visionaries of our time, Elon Musk. From a curious kid in South Africa to the man reshaping industries and pushing humanity toward the stars, his story is not about successes. It's about dreaming beyond limits, embrace challenges, and redefining the future. So sit tight because this speech will take you through Elon Musk's extraordinary life, his mindset, and the powerful lessons we can all learn from him today. I want to talk about a man whose name have become synonymous with innovation, disruption, and fearless ambition, Elon Musk. A man who dares to dream beyond the limits of Earth, a visionary who looks at impossibilities and says, why not? Born in Pretoria, South Africa in 1971, Elon Musk showed curiosity and brilliance from a very young age. At just 12 years old, he created and sold his first computer game. His hunger for knowledge and determination brought him to North America, where he pursued education at the University of Pennsylvania, diving into physics and economics. Listening there. But education was a true classroom, was the world of entrepreneurship and bold ideas. Elon Musk is not just an entrepreneur. He is a risk taker who revolutionized multiple industries that many thought were untouchable. From founding Zip2 and PayPal, but he paved the way for online transactions. But he didn't stop there. He went on to challenge the automobile industry with Tesla. Them were sitting there proving that electric cars could be powerful, stylish, and sustainable. At the same time, he turned the dream of space exploration into reality with SpaceX. They're becoming the first private company to send rockets into orbit and return them safely. A milestone that changed history. And he still dreams bigger with projects like Neuralink, The Boring Company, and Starlink. Elon Musk is reimagining how we live, even how we think. His mission is not just about business. It's about the future of humanity. He envisions a world powered by renewable energy, a society connected on a global scale, and ultimately, a future where humans become a multi-planetary species. What makes Elon Musk truly extraordinary is not just his success, but his mindset. He embraces challenges where others see failure. And in this is, he invests his fortune not in luxury but in ideas that serve the world. He works tirelessly, often sleeping on the factory floor, proving that leadership is about action, not just words. Elon Musk teaches us that greatness is born when we dare to think differently, when we refuse to accept limits sitting there, and when we choose to work for something larger than ourselves. He is not only shaping industries, he is shaping the future of humanity. So the next time you hear the name Elon Musk, it's not just the story of one man. It's the story of courage, innovation, relentless belief that tomorrow can be better than today. And when Musk sitting there, Elon Musk's life and achievements are a true testament to the power of dreaming beyond limits. And seeing there is that pandan is signal we at the world around us. Most people accept boundaries as fixed realities. And therefore, they believe that certain things are impossible, and therefore, they never even attempt to change them. Elon Musk, however, has built his entire life on questioning those limits. His mindset is not confined by what already exists, but is instead focused on what could be created. He dares to look at the most difficult problems facing humanity and asks himself a simple but powerful question: why not? From his childhood in South Africa, Musk's imagination was already stretching beyond the ordinary. Fun and Musk's children there at a time when most children were playing games, he was designing them. His first creation, a mode passing our game called Boaster, was sold when he was just 12 years old. That small spark was the early reflection of a young boy who would one day try to reimagine the destiny of humanity. India fly off there. While others were limited by the circumstances they were born into, Musk allowed his curiosity to grow without boundaries. There were more passive belief that there is no ceiling to what can be achieved has guided him throughout his life. As Musk entered the world of entrepreneurship, his vision continued to challenge the status quo. When he co-founded ZP2, it was at a time when the internet was still new and most people did not see its potential. Musk, however, and looked beyond what was present and imagined what could be built on top of it. Later, with PayPal, he again dreamed past limits. In a world where online transactions seemed insecure and unreliable, and ZT there, he envisioned a global system where money could move seamlessly across borders. Many people thought it was unrealistic, but Musk's refusal to accept limitations turned that idea into reality. The boldest examples of his limitless dreams came with Tesla and SpaceX. Electric cars were once considered impractical, slow. The auto industry was formerly built on oil and combustion engines. Crew members sitting there and experts believed that change was not possible. Musk saw this as a challenge rather than a barrier. He envisioned a future where cars were not only electric but fast, efficient, and desirable. He ignored the voices that said it would not be done, and today Tesla has reshaped the entire automobile industry. Similarly, crew members sitting there. With SpaceX, he challenged the limits of space exploration. Governments had dominated space travel for decades. The crew members had failed to make progress, yet Musk dared to imagine reusable rockets, lower costs, and even the possibility of life on Mars. By refusing to let impossibility control him, he turned science fiction into reality. And what makes that makes Malasa so powerful is not just the scale of his dreams, but the courage to pursue them. Yeah, dreaming beyond limits means accepting risks and enduring failures and facing constant criticism, yet moving forward anyway. There were more passengers sitting there. Musk has faced financial struggles, technical setbacks, and public doubt, but each obstacle only strengthened his resolve. His story reminds us that limits exist only when we accept them. And by daring to challenge those boundaries, we can open doors to new worlds of possibility. Elon Musk shows us how powerful early passion can be when it is nurtured with determination. From a young age, and must display hunger for learning and an unfailing curiosity about how things work. While many children are satisfied with simply consuming what exists, Musk wanted to create. At 12 years old, he wrote and sold a video game, improving that his fascination with technology, that his fascination was not just a hobby, but a sign of future greatness. This early passion became the foundation on which he built his remarkable career. As he grew, Musk's passion only intensified. While sitting there at Temengam School, he spent endless hours reading books on physics, engineering, and technology. Remember sitting there. He immersed himself in science fiction, drawing inspiration from stories that imagined a better future for humanity. These books gave him more than entertainment. They gave him a vision. He began to see the world not just for what it was, but for what it could become. That mindset is what separated him from others his age. He was more passionate sitting there. He wasn't waiting for the future to happen. He was preparing to shape it. When Musk moved to North America for education, his passions guided his choices. He studied both economics and physics, two fields that would later prove crucial to his success. Economics gave him the tools to understand how businesses and markets work. Crew members sitting there, while physics taught him the principles of the universe and how they could be applied to solve real problems. Unlike many students who follow traditional paths, Musk combine academic learning with his deeper interests. And knowledge, sitting there and passion, knowledge would allow him to disrupt entire industries in the years to come. The lesson here is that passion builds persistence. and it kept him going. His passion was so strong that it kept him going through failure after failure. When Tesla faced bankruptcy, when rockets exploded on the launch pad, and when critics dismissed his ideas, it was his inner drive that pushed him forward. Passion that transforms obstacles into challenges and challenges into opportunities. Without that fire inside him, he would not have given up during those difficult times. Instead, his passion for technology, for space, and for humanity's future kept him on course. Early passion is also what allows someone to master their craft. Musk didn't wake up one day and decide to build rockets or electric cars. He had spent decades preparing himself, and driven by curiosity and determination, his childhood interests grew into teenage experiments, which evolved into adult ventures. There were more passengers and crew members sitting there. That long journey of passion-driven growth is why he was able to take on projects that others thought impossible. The sitting there in his story shows us and the seeds of greatness are often planted in childhood, and when those seeds are watered with passion, they grow into extraordinary achievements. Musk's life reminds us that following paths is not just about personal fulfillment. It can change the world. His example proves that passion is not something small. It is the force that ignites innovation, fuels resilience, and leads to greatness. One of the most remarkable aspects of Elon Musk's career is his ability to revolutionize multiple industries that many thought were untouchable. Succeeding there are most entrepreneurs succeed in one field, but Musk's vision and determination have allowed him to transform finance, the automotive technology, energy, and space exploration. His journey teaches us that true innovation is not only about stepping into areas where others are too afraid to go. There were passengers sitting there. Musk's first major break came with Zippy2, a company that provided online maps and business directories. When the internet was in its infancy, this idea was ahead of its time. Later, with PayPal, he changed the way people handle money in a world where online transactions were considered risky. Musk pushed the boundaries and created a system that made digital payments safe and accessible across the globe. This was the beginning of his journey of disruption. After his success in finance, Musk could have retired in comfort. Instead, he turned to industries considered too complex and capital intensive for outsiders. With Tesla, there's no Racine and their sit room, and he challenged the automotive world, which had been dominated by gasoline engines for over a century. Experts laughed at the idea of electric cars competing with traditional vehicles, yet Musk proved them wrong. Not only it only created high-performing electric cars, but also made them stylish, desirable, and mainstream. Today, has forced the entire automobile industry to shift toward electric vehicles. With SpaceX, Musk entered another field that is possible for private companies and space travel. Governments had controlled this sector for decades, and attempts by others had failed. Musk envisioned reusable rockets, cheaper launches, and immediately human colonization of Mars. Despite several early failures, he persisted. Eventually, SpaceX became the first private company to send a spacecraft to the International Space Station and return safely, sitting there. And this achievement redefined space exploration and lowered costs, opening the door to a new era of possibilities. Sitting there, Musk's disruptions didn't stop there. With SolarCity and Tesla's energy projects, he sought to revolutionize renewable energy, aiming to reduce humanity's dependence on fossil fuels. Through the Boring Company, sitting there, he is exploring ways to reduce traffic congestion with underground transport systems. Each project shares a common theme: deflated and challenging traditional industries and reshaping them to meet the demands of the future. What stands out most is Musk's willingness to risk everything to bring his visions to life. He has invested his personal fortune, endured skepticism, and faced repeated failures, But by refusing to give up, he has transformed industries that once seemed immovable. Musk shows us that revolutions don't come from following the rules, they come from rewriting them. His legacy is proof that no industry is too big or too old to be reinvented by bold vision and relentless determination. At the heart of Elon Musk's journey lies a vision that extends far beyond personal success or financial gain. Repeating that his focus has always been on building a future that benefits humanity as a whole. I think that unlike many entrepreneurs who stop at creating profitable businesses, sitting there, Musk has chosen to tackle the greatest challenges facing our species. His ideas are centered on sustainability, global connection, and even the survival of humans beyond Earth. Through Tesla, sitting there, Musk has worked to accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy. He understood early on that climate change and environmental damage were among the biggest threats to humanity's future. There were more passengers sitting there. While others doubted electric cars, Musk envisioned a world where clean energy was not just an option but the standard. Days sitting there, Tesla's success has forced traditional automakers to adopt electric technology, pushing the tire industry towards sustainability. By producing solar panels and energy storage solutions, Musk has also contributed to reducing reliance on fossil fuels, aligning business with the survival of the planet. Another piece Musk's vision is global communication. With Starlink, he is creating a satellite network designed to bring internet access to every corner of the earth. The billions of people currently lack reliable internet, which limits opportunities for education, business, and growth. Musk's vision is that no one, no matter how remote their location, should be disconnected from the world. By expanding internet access globally, Starlink is helping bridge the gap between developed and developing nations. Perhaps Musk's boldest vision is the colonization of Mars. Through SpaceX, he is preparing humanity for life beyond Earth. He believes that for humanity to survive long term, we must become a multi-planetary species. While many view this as science fiction, Amarnath sees it as a necessary step in ensuring our survival against threats such as natural disasters or technological risks on Earth. And more is sitting there. He plans for remarkets and large space travel, but not just about space travel, but about giving humanity a backup plan for survival. Musk's vision also extends to human capability itself. With Neuralink, fitting that he is exploring ways to merge the human brain with artificial intelligence, creating possibilities for curing neurological diseases and enhancing human potential. While controversial, this project shows his commitment to preparing humanity for a future where technology and biology merge. What makes Musk's vision first focused is a human sustainability, not just about the next 50 or even 100 years. That is not as simulating companies, he is building pathways to a new era for humanity. By addressing sustainability, communication, exploration, and human evolution, Musk has positioned himself not just as a businessman, but as a guide for the future of our species. Sitting there, his story shows us that true visionaries are those who dare to see far ahead and work relentlessly to turn those distant dreams into reality. There is one quality that truly defines Musk's journey. It is his relentless work ethic. Talent and ideas are important, but without dedication and hard work, they cannot become a reality. There's the idea that success is not given. It is earned through sacrifice, persistence, and the willingness to go further than anyone else is willing to go. Musk is known for working long hours, sometimes up to 100 hours a week. He has often slept on factory floors during critical moments for Tesla, showing his commitment not just as a leader but as a worker among his employees. Why does this habit of working alongside his teams demonstrates that true leadership is about action, not just direction. By example, he inspires his employees to push themselves and give their best efforts. In Tanzania, his with his presence and built a cultural resilience and determination within his companies. And what makes Musk's work at remarkable is that is not driven by money or fame, but by his mission. He pours his time, energy, and resources into projects that he believes will make a difference for humanity. When Tesla was on the verge of bankruptcy, John Musk invested his vast fortune to keep the company alive. When SpaceX rockets failed, he refused to walk away. Vivek remembers sitting there even when success seemed impossible. His persistence in adversity highlights the depth of his commitment. Relentless work ethic also means accepting personal sacrifice. The Musk has openly admitted that his work demands have affected his personal life. Yet he continues because he believes his projects are worth the sacrifice. There were more passions sitting there. Minded dedication has been the driving force behind his ability to achieve goals that others would have abandoned long ago. If the crew members sitting there, Musk's story teaches us that success is not built on comfort. It requires long nights, difficult decisions. The said sitting there are trying to keep going when others stop. While many dream of changing the world, I remember sitting there. If you are willing to put in the endless effort to actually do it. Musk has shown that the combination of vision and hard work is unstoppable. While it is relentless ethic serves as a reminder that greatness does not come from shortcuts. It comes from commitment that never wavers. No matter the circumstances, the story of Elon Musk is more than just the success of an individual. It is a lesson for all of humanity. At its core, his journey teaches us that limits are only illusion and that progress comes from daring to imagine a better future. About this, he proven through his actions that even the boasters' dreams can become reality if pursued with courage, innovation, and persistence. By challenging industries like energy, transportation, and space exploration, the Musk has shown that one person's vision can change the course of history. He reminds us that humanity should not settle for what is convenient or traditional, but should always strive for what is necessary for survival and growth. Whether it is reducing our dependence on fossil fuels, expanding our reach into space, or connecting people across the planet, the passages in Musk sitting there, Musk's work highlights the beyond personal gain and focusing on collective progress. Sitting there, the lesson Musk offers is also about resilience. He has faced failures, criticism, and moments of near defeat. Really more better sitting there, yet he never allowed these challenges to define his path. Instead, he used them as stepping stones to greater success. Well, it is sitting there. This resilience is a lesson for humanity. Our greatest advancements will come not when we avoid failure, when we learn to rise above it. His story also carries a moral responsibility. It asks each of us to reflect on how we use our talents, time, and resources. Are we working only for ourselves, sitting there, or are we contributing to something larger than us? They remember sitting there demonstrates that true fulfillment comes not from wealth or comfort, but from creating solutions that serve future generations. His mission is a call for humanity to align ambition with responsibility. Above all, Musk's life teaches us that the future is in our hands. We can choose to accept the world as it is, or we can work to make it better. We can live within boundaries, or we can push beyond them. By following Musk's example, reminded that each of us has the power to contribute to humanity's story of progress. The lesson is simple yet profound. Dare to dream, dare to act, and dare to build a future where humanity not only survives but thrives. And that was the incredible journey and lessons of Elon Musk, a man who reminds us that the impossible is only temporary. Yeah, his story teaches us to dream bigger, work harder, and build not just for ourselves, but for the generations to come. Sitting there, if this speech inspired you, motivate, share, and subscribe for more motivational content. Remember, your future is in your hands, so dare to dream and never stop believing in what's possible. Until next time, stay inspired and keep moving forward.